Welcome to the VIP MasterClass series. I'm Josh Wright, and today's episode is dedicated to Michael. You're going to see another video next week dedicated to Michael. We have two Michaels as part of the VIP series. We also have two Davids, so you'll see a lot of videos requested by those names, but they are split between 4 different people, just so you know. It's great to have all of you joining this VIP series. We're getting up high in numbers now, and it's so fun to make such a great variety of videos on different topics that I may not have thought of if it hadn't been for you. As a matter of fact, I know I wouldn't have thought of most of these requests if it weren't for each of you, especially with how specific you get. I really appreciate that. I did a lesson for Michael on the Bach fugue in B flat a little while ago, and his second request today is I would love a lesson explaining all the different ornaments and how to coordinate them, how they differ between the periods. Sometimes a grace note is on the beat or before, and sometimes it's 2 even eighth notes. How to choose. So covering it all. Mordents, turns, trills, short and long. I've never felt comfortable with them and definitely don't feel I have control for dynamics and color. Okay, so first of all, you can look up, just Google Bach's Ornament Table, and that will visually show you all of these things very nicely. And it gets into the more tricky ornaments, and I'm not going to go over those today because those are very prevalent in Bach, but you don't see a lot of those different ornaments. I think they're called like Doppelkadans, and they're at the beginning of a lot of Henley editions of Bach preludes and fugues. And I studied them during my doctorate, and I knew all the names, and it's been a couple of years now. I've forgotten some of those names, but if I ever come across it, I just look at those tables and I'm good to go. Now, Michael's question is good because it seems like it's very situational, whether it comes before or on the beat. In general, and this is so general, so don't hate me for this, but in general, Baroque music, they come on the beat. In classical music, there can be exceptions to this. I mean, it's a little bit more loosely defined in the classical era. From my experience of years and years of teaching and performing this, it's not just me reading a book and saying, yeah, I think this is what they said. It's actually years of actually teaching this material. It's more dependent on the situation, but generally they come on the beat still in classical music, but you can totally pull it off before the beat in a lot of situations as well. Generally in romantic music and beyond, the ornaments come before the beat. But again, sometimes it sounds really good. For instance, in this Chopin Nocturne, you see that one come before the beat, but I like 2 there, and a lot of people play it before, but I like. So you can see already there's exceptions to this. One of the most brilliant teachers I ever had in my doctoral program at University of Michigan, which is such an amazing school, was this man named Edward Parmentier. He's probably top 10 greatest harpsichordists alive. He might even be, top 3. From what I've studied, he's one of the best in the world. And he said, you have to know the rules so you know how to break them. And you hear that all the time in different areas of study, but it's definitely true. If you feel like something needs to really be on the beat in romantic music and you have a compelling argument for it and it sounds good, it doesn't sound strange, then go for it. Same thing in Baroque music. There are instances where you have to fit. I remember asking my teacher at Michigan, I can't remember what Bach passage it was, but this girl was playing everything before the beat, and I said, is that correct? He said, yes, because there's no possible way to play it on the beat and still have this passage sound good. So there are different situations. Let's demonstrate. I've got a Bach Partita, number 1. I've got Beethoven Pathetique Sonata. I've got Mozart. Sorry, I'm going out of order here. Mozart Sonata K333 and K331, and then Chopin Nocturne Opus 72, number 1. These are pieces I've either heard performed a lot or had experience with myself. So I have never played this Bach Partita, but I listened to this girl play it all the time in my studio at Michigan, and it was brilliant. So, by the way, do you do 3-note or 4-note trills? That's another judgment call. I've heard people play. I've also heard Murray Pry. I was listening to it earlier today. He does 4 notes. Sorry. really great. And I come on the beat, 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Thank you so much for watching. I've listed 2 links in the description below. One of them is to download this full video that you've just watched the sample for. The other is to view the entire library of VIP MasterClass series videos. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great week. Good luck in your practice sessions.